Hi, Shah. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Chrissie, so nice to meet you too.
Great. I'm really excited that you're holding a workshop at the end of November online, and I just wanted to learn a little bit more about you, who you are, what you do, just a bit more of your story that we can share. So please introduce yourself.
Absolutely. My name is Char, it's short for Charlotte Tamason, and I identify as a mother, a wife, and an intuitive healer and meditation teacher. So what that means is that I work with people one-on-one and in workshops to connect with their inner power. It's a very energetic and spiritual process, and we go in and connect with the whole body and then ask the body to speak to us. So, a little bit similar to what you do, connecting the mind and the body. Um,
Yeah.
Except I call it really connecting the spirit and the body.
Mm,
And we let the body speak to us, take us through visuals, maybe words, feelings, sensations, colors, whatever comes up, we just sort of follow that.
yeah.
And we go together through a journey to bring healing, which for me is just balance. It's balance and flow, and it just sort of sets things free and loose again.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
yeah,
so great. Yeah, I love that because we're so like busy all the time with our brains. We're doing this, we've got this, oh, we've got this, we've got this commitment. Oh, I've got to do this, I've got mum stuff to do. I've got, so like sometimes all of these memories and traumas and feelings get stuck in the body, and
mhm.
to give it some kind of space to be like, how you doing? What's
Right,
happening
right.
to you? And I love that you said about the colors as well. Hi, Lucky. I love how you said about the colors as well, because like some people are like visual people and other people, might have
Mhm.
different sensations. So that sounds
Yeah,
great. Love that.
yeah. It's amazing how it comes in because it's so different for different people and it's also different on different days.
Yes.
And I find that like, when you really hold this space and you hold this energy, people are amazed at what comes through.
Yeah.
And because it comes through them,
Yeah.
because we're all awesome,
Yeah.
if we can just let it through.
Just let it through. Yeah. Just give it
Mm.
that space in a safe space. Just let it through. Beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you ask how I got into this work? I don't remember.
Well, I said tell me about you, so I would love to know how you
Yeah,
got
yeah,
into this.
sure. That's right. I got into this work. I joke that it was by force, but it's not really a joke. On my 30th birthday, I ended up with nerve pain so bad that I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't bend my neck. I couldn't move my back. I was just like in excruciating, like triggering pain. We couldn't figure out where it was coming from. And so I was basically bedridden. And it was here in bed that I discovered an online course called Duality.
Mhm.
It's about intuition, it's about energy work, and it's about really connecting within, connecting to the earth, connecting above, and bringing all these things through to do healing. And I committed to myself right then and there because I was kind of getting messages before that. And I finally said, okay, I hear you. I will commit my life to this. Just let me finish my project. And and after making that commitment, my project where like everything seemed to go wrong suddenly got easier. It was like I could flow through it. I had a new direction and I could sort of more safely, and more in alignment walk on my path forward. Um, and I really believe that that was my leg speaking to me. It was my right leg where I got the nerve pain. It wasn't sciatica, it was like a stabbing pain in my shin. It was really bizarre. And to me, that's the leg that steps forward, right? And it was telling me you cannot walk down this path that you're on anymore. Like you need to make a change. And so I pivoted, and the pain didn't go away overnight. It's not like life has been all rainbows and unicorns ever since, but I just don't struggle as much. You know, I go through the highs, I go through the lows, but I don't feel like I'm up against a wall anymore, just banging my head, trying to get through, you know?
Yeah, so that's an incredible journey to go through. And like you said, you have to be forced to go through it. And I think a lot of us have to kind of be forced to make these changes, to make these discoveries as well. And pain is definitely the motivator as,
Yeah.
as well. And what elements do you think that were, so what elements do you think that had to be there for you to not be so affected by things now? Like, how did you make that transition?
That's a really good question. I think my faith has grown, my faith in life, my faith in myself, my faith in a greater power. Um, and in order to get this faith, it's been a process of, addressing fears when they come up, addressing fears, addressing patterns. I've done like every healing webinar under the sun, right? Like when I first got into this work, it was addictive, really. Like, and then as I continue now, I found that really the greatest thing for me that has helped me is working with other people, is doing this professionally, offering my services, even though I felt like, who am I to do this without, you know, being fully healed or, mm, the I'm guessing you had it too, that those doubts, that imposter syndrome that comes up, like, how can I help people if I don't have all my ducks in a row? Like,
Yeah, I get that now.
yeah, yeah, still,
I
absolutely.
still get that now. And sometimes, also sometimes when I've noticed that when I'm with a client and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to help you right now. I feel really lost. I realize that I'm feeling what they're feeling, because we mirror each other. And then I
Mhm,
can go like, oh, they're feeling lost and stuck and they don't know what to do. And then I
mhm,
get this spark of excitement that goes, oh, dear, what a great place for us to be. I don't know. I don't know what you need. You don't know what you need. Let's discover it together.
oh,
Let's
that's
see what
beautiful.
comes up. But I have to remind myself, otherwise I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm no good. Oh, like, so,
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm,
yeah, definitely. And also being kind and making that space that, you know, um, I got into this work because I had post-traumatic stress. You have anxiety, you have depression. I've had a lot of trauma in my life. And sometimes those buttons will get pushed. And sometimes, the wall will go up. And,
mhm.
I'm not saying with clients, but I'm just meaning in life. And being kind to yourself and saying, like, oh, hi, I understand why you're like that, why you're reacting like that. let's
Mhm.
just let's just calm, let's bring it back to ourselves, let's regulate, let's see what's happening there, let's heal. Okay, you thought you healed this area, well, it's come up again, so
Right. I know, isn't that? That's so
yeah,
frustrating, isn't it? Even in our own lives, like,
yeah, so frustrating. You're like, oh, I'm supposed to have my shit together.
I've
Yeah.
worked on this so many times.
Yeah, and it's like you said, different days, different feelings. And I often talk about with women as well, also a lot to do with cycles, where you're in your cycle. Hormones can be a bitch. Like,
Mhm.
something that wouldn't have bothered you last week. Well, today it bothers me. Okay. And me and my partner have this running joke sometimes where he's just like, whoa, what's happening today? And then he'll be like, oh, okay, 2 weeks to your period. Okay, yeah, I understand. And I'm like, what? No. And I'm like, oh yeah. So just getting to know your body and sort of having that lightheartedness as well, having that lightheartedness, like life can be heavy and just finding that lightness can just make all the
Mhm.
difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flexing that muscle, right? Like it's the
Yeah.
practice, it's the constant practice. And it can be hard to make a new practice. We can make up all these excuses, but at the end of the day, it's so rewarding. It outweighs everything.
Yeah. So could you tell us a little bit more about the workshop that you're running online at the end of the month?
Yeah, I'd love to. The workshop is called Forgiveness, the Ultimate Healing Power. And that's because, in my experience, forgiveness is the ultimate healing power. It's really that tool we can always fall back on to release everything that doesn't serve us. The emotions, the unhealthy ties that we have with other people or with past experiences. Is forgiveness that really just breaks those chains and sets us free. And the reason why I'm offering it right now is because it's coming up again for me in my life, that I'm being asked to forgive some major things. And to do this, it's not an easy task, right? We need to set the intention. We need to think about it. We need to go deep. And I learned this beautiful process for forgiveness many years ago, probably, yeah, over a decade ago now. Probably almost 15 years ago, now that I think about it. Um, and it was, I will give credit to this beautiful woman who worked at the Brahma Kumara Center in Chicago. Brahma Kumaris is sort of like an offset of Buddhism. And it's a lovely religion. I practiced with them for a while in my mid-20s. And this workshop was just so powerful for me. Just these writing prompts in order and being able to go through. And over the years, I've added a couple pieces. I've realized that adding some guided meditation to really go in, to dive deep, add to it as well. So it's slightly transformed over time, but really the basis is still what I learned from this beautiful woman at Brahma Kumaris. So it's a forgiveness workshop, and what we'll do is you'll learn the steps to do this forgiveness exercise, and you'll have it written down so you can repeat it as many times as you want, with as many people as you want, with yourself, with as many situations as you need to. You can take it wherever feels right. And it's really just so freeing and so beautiful and so helpful. And sometimes when we have to forgive something really big, like, it can help to repeat the process, with the same person, as we clear out sort of layers that are being asked to be forgiven. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really important. I think that's something that we can forget to do. We do the work and then we forget that actually there is layers to this
Yeah.
work
Yeah.
that needs working on. Yeah. Okay. How can people sign up to your workshop?
Good question. Well, I'm guessing we can put a link.
I will put a link, yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
And
have a
it's
preference or anything of how people can contact you or
Yeah, you can contact me via Facebook if you have any questions. I can include my email also in the caption for this video, and then it'll just be a sign up form. It's basically a very short Google form. You put your name, why you want to come, and then there's payment information also. I have it on a sliding scale. With some recommended payments, but I ask that you pay what feels best to you, like the investment that you're ready to make in yourself
okay.
to do this workshop.
Yeah, and people pay before the workshop.
Yeah, so they pay before and they just send me a receipt of their payment in this Google form.
Hmm.
And then we're all ready to go. I'll send the link out before the workshop, probably a week before, and again, day of, just so we
Yeah.
have it all ready again. And then I'll send out the recording afterwards in
Yeah.
case somebody's late, in case, you know, a dog or a child gets sick in the middle of it. Like, you'll be able to pick it up. So you'll get the video recording as well as the writing prompts.
Great. Yeah. Okay, that sounds wonderful. Thank you. Um,
Mm.
yeah, and if you had one piece of mental health advice for people struggling, what would that be?
I would invite you to think of how you might treat your pet or your child or someone really near and dear to you if they were struggling or feeling that way. And see if you can practice that same compassion and kindness towards yourself as you do to them.
Beautiful, powerful.
Yeah. And forgive yourself for feeling that way. Because when we don't forgive, that's when we feel stuck. That's when we stay stuck. And I'm guilty of that.
And there can be a lot of shame, and a lot of the times when we go into that shame, especially like I have ADHD, I work with a lot of neurodivergent people. There is a lot of shame from not being able to do tasks. Why can't you just do this? Why can't you just pay attention? Why can't? And it's never usually from you. It's usually from external sources. So learning to separate and say, oh, that was a parent, that was a teacher, that was an ex, that was a, and being like, how can I give myself that self-love, because this is me and this is who I am, and I understand why I'm like that.
Relearning that we're inherently worthy of unconditional love.
Thank you. And what positive impact would you like on the community?
On the community, I mean, my vision is to heal the world. And I believe that starts within each and every one of us. So I just want to ignite that and that intention in each of our hearts, that we're worthy, we deserve it, and the world deserves us. Flowing more, healing more, so that we can bring everyone up with us.
I love that. What came to mind for me then was be the goodness you want to see in the world.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Well, it's definitely a time this is needed right now, and hopefully it can ripple out.
It always does. Every thought ripples out.
Beautiful.
Okay.
So I know we kind of covered this already, but where is the best place for people to find you? You mentioned Facebook?
So I have a Facebook page, which is really, sorry to say, but just a total copy of my Instagram page. So you can find me either places. I'm not so up on creating the social content that you're going to find different great things in different places. I keep it relatively simple. So you can find me on Instagram, on Facebook. I have a website, which is called Health by Intuition. My handles on Facebook and Instagram are both Health by Intuition. So you can find me there, and feel free to reach out for anything.
Okay, beautiful. Well, thank you for taking the time with us today and explaining more about you and what you do, and what we can expect from the workshop as well. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much for doing this and for having this group, and for the wonderful work you do too, Chrissie. It's great to meet you.
Yeah, it's great to meet you too, finally. I love that. Okay, well, have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Okay, and I will see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.